Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my swamp. For your viewing pleasure today, I have acquired a box from MaXpeedingRods containing one turbocharger. Straight off the bat, the packaging leaves a bit to be desired. I can see that some of the, well, all of the gaskets, metal gaskets at least, that have come with the kit are bent. And the box has shipping damage. Out of there. As you can see, there is foam on the top and bottom, but nothing protecting the sides at all. You can see that there's little bits of shipping damage, holes all over the place. That's fine. What we're really here for is the turbocharger. This particular one is a CT26 copy, made specifically for the Toyota Land Cruiser. I picked this one because it has the smaller turbine housing than the 3S GTE one that I'm using at the moment on my RA65, and I wanted a little bit faster spool. Right, everyone's seen outside, let's dig in. Take off the Jesus clip, carefully set that aside. Stitch up. Okay, that's a bit dumb. Half inch bolt heads on a Japanese turbo. Well, Chinese copy of a Japanese turbo. Just doesn't seem right. Oh no, will it fit? Yeah, there we go. It's a bit scratchy in there, not sure if you can see. Not as shiny as I would like. Oh well, you do get what you pay for. What do we got? Oh, that's interesting. So the standard Toyota Turbo has a dowel pin in one of these holes so that you can't clock it a different way. This one doesn't have one. That's good for me, but probably not good for other people. I do need to clock this one to suit my RA65 or the 22RE with my custom exhaust. That can stay on there. Very little play, that's nice. Use a razor blade to mark the shaft. go. Mark the shaft, the nut, and the compressor wheel so that we don't lose the balance. Well, I've had a bit of a snag here. If you look closely at this nut, or turbine, whatever you call it, you'll notice that there's not 12 points there. It's 10 points, so it's a triple square instead of a regular old socket, which is weird because I pulled my genuine Toyota one apart with a regular socket. So let's stuff that.
Alright, I have bloody sorted it out, I have. You'll notice that I've also put the water thing on and the block off thing on. And I have taken the nut off. Here it is here. I did not use a vise to hold the bolt, no, not at all. Anyway, now we can continue disassembling it. There's the turbine shaft with one of the brass bearings on it. Have a look at that, nice and shiny. It's pretty good, no complaints there. There is the spacer thingo. All of this is pretty much standard, what you'd expect from a CT26. I've pulled a couple of them apart before and I've put rebuild kits in them, and this is not different at all. These can be a bit of a bitch to get out. That's the outer cover with the piston ring seal for the compressor side. This flat bit of metal with a bend in it is just a baffle, it's not really that important. And this right here is the thrust bearing. If I can get it out. Got him. Alright. This is the thrust bearing. It's what stops your turbine shaft from moving in and out, the axial play. And you can see there's one more little brass bearing in there. I'll just push him out with a screwdriver. That's him. Can see the machining's done quite well. I've got no complaints there. I didn't find any swarf on the inside. It's kind of hard to stuff this up. It's pretty old technology. Everything's nicely oiled to stop it from corroding. That's the piston ring seal for the turbine side. No issues. Notice the finish on the blades is quite sharp, and well, it doesn't seem quite finished. It could do with just a little going over with a diamond file or something. The compressor wheel is about the same. Not quite as nicely finished as more expensive turbos, but for $200, you're not going to get someone sitting there for half an hour, you know, just finishing off the blades to make them nice and not slicey. You'll see there is a little bit of damage from assembly on the front cover seal thingo. This wasn't me. This is exactly how I pulled it apart. Bit of a closer look at the brass bearings. They're pretty much what you'd expect. It's kind of hard to fuck these up. The turbo does spin quite nicely even without any oil in it. overall, what can I say? It's a $200 turbo. You get 6 months to a year out of it, you're laughing. Now that we've had a bit of a geese, let's put it back together and chuck it on the car. Here's a little pro tip for you. If you're ever putting a turbo back together, the gap in the piston ring has to face up, away from the oil drain. It's the oil drain there. Here's where the piston ring gap's going to be. Here I'm just finding the marks that I made so I can line it all back up properly. BRB while I don't put it in the vise and tighten it up. Now that I've definitely used the correct socket and a torque wrench to do it up, it's finished. There you have it, one MaXpeedingRods turbo teardown.